Most of these children are actually mine. I have a lot of children. Here's like an incorporated wall. My name is Julie Beenhauer. I sit on the board. I have 4 children here. I have nephews. I have best friends' children. And I was a camper and now the development director. So I welcome you from many, many perspectives. Every family has stories that they grow up with and that they pass from generation to generation. And as my brother who's here can attest, one of the stories that we grew up with was that my grandmother and my grandfather, my papa and grandma, donated to Technion, the college in Israel that is now one of the world-renowned universities. And we grew up knowing that Grandma and Papa every year, if they had a good year or a bad year, gave whatever they could to Technion to make sure that a young teenager could go to college in Israel. And when I got to be older, I knew that my mommy and my daddy did that. And now, and I learned that what mattered to my grandma and my papa was education. And that clearly that was an important thing that mattered to my mom and my dad who are here today as well. They passed on what mattered to them. And now I find myself trying to figure out what matters to me. And I'm guessing that this group of people can figure out what matters to me most.
Gilboa!
What matters to me most? Got it. As a mommy, as a camper, as a board member, Gilboa matters to me most. And why does it matter to me? And why is that important? It's important because I send my children to a place where, in addition to having fun and hanging out in the sun in a beautiful place, they're talking about big things, big important messages about justice, about social justice, about equality. They're being challenged to be critical thinkers. And when they come home and they share that with me, and my youngest son now is a New York Times reader every morning, I am so moved that they have figured out and are challenged to figure out what is important to them. And that how are they going to step into the world and change the world and make it a place that they want to be in that is safe and just for them, for their friends, for their people, and for the world. And I feel so solid that that's what they get here. So I turn this to you and say, this is something that matters to all of us. Clearly you're sending your children here because it matters. When you guys grow up, this is something that matters. And this is something that you need to support as you get to be big people. So I wanted to give you a very quick little synopsis of what we're doing to ensure that this is here for generations to come, for you guys next year, for your friends, for your children, believe it or not, for your grandchildren, believe it or not, for maybe even some of the Amenu great-grandchildren. And I wanted to thank the people that come to support this year after year after year. Amenu has been our strongest supporter for over 40 years. So from more than 50? All right, thank you. 50. And this group of 60 people schlepped all the way up here from LA. It's a big, big adventure for them, and I really appreciate the time you spent and the effort. So, I wanted you to know just very briefly, this is a short talk, I wanted you to know that there is a small group of volunteers, of parents, and of friends that are working behind the scenes to make sure that we're able to purchase this property. We have raised over $1.3 million. In this land, and this land is becoming ours, and we have 2.5 more years to raise the remaining $1 million. It's a huge amount of money, and we can only do it if every single person contributes, and every person feels that this is something that matters to them, as much as KCRW matters to you, as much as this campaign and that campaign, as much as, saving endangered animals, So when you get a chance, at Hanukkah, at your bar mitzvah, at a birthday party, this is the time to think of Gilboa, even if it's $25, $50, $250,000, this is the time to make what you care, what matters to you, relevant. So please, keep us on the list of what matters to you. The things that we're doing is pretty cool. 1 second. You would think that I'd know the list off the top of my head. Okay, so we are talking to Jewish philanthropists and foundations all over Los Angeles, the Bay Area, and San Diego, and we're having incredible responses from them. We are inviting people here to camp to celebrate life. People are coming to get married. So if you know anybody who wants to get married, come here and get married. What a wonderful celebration. If you want to have a 40th birthday party or a 50th birthday party, as the case may be, this is the place to do it. If you want to have a reunion or a retreat, tell your work that this is a wonderful place to come. So we are renting out space all the time. We are engaging our alumni in ways that we never have before. We have created an alumni association, and we're having our first reunion up here in 2 weeks. And we have over 50 alumni coming from the 1950s and 1960s to celebrate Gilboa. And you guys and we are finally offering the place for video and film rentals. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but Parent Trap, the first one when people like me were around, and the second one, when people like you guys were around, was filmed here on Bluff Lake at this camp. And so we are putting the camp out for television and video and movies and all of that. So we're trying every which way to stay in, and you are an integral part of that. And finally, the last thing is that we have a legacy society, and that is to create an endowment for the future of Gilboa, to maintain it and keep the buildings up to par. And the Legacy Society table is over there. I have my pen on. And what a Legacy Society is it's your pledge and your promise to include us in your estate planning. So you can, and that's not something that just older people do. That's something that young people do. And when you get your first job and you have to click the beneficiary for your life insurance or all of that, you get to click Gilboa. Or you can say that Gilboa will have, 1% of my estate. And that's an easy thing to do because it doesn't require anything of you now. So we encourage you all to be part of this big group and community that engages together to make this happen. And we really love you for that. Come and sign up for Legacy. Find me. I have a card. Find Ali, find Liz, and be part of the community.
And I just wanted to thank Julie. Julie has been at this for 1 year now and has ramped up our development campaign 100%. No, 1,000%. And $1 million, I don't know. The bigger the numbers, the better. That's what and I also want to, I should have thanked Dalit here when I came up early. So Dalit. To have her as our executive director for the 4th year, I think, for the 4th year.